Hey, what's up, everybody? This Eve coming to y'all with another episode of Hit the Sled. Hey, before we get started on this episode, follow me on my YouTube channel, Hit the Sled. Also, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Facebook. Follow me, Hit the Sled. We got an exciting episode for today, but before we get started again on this episode, follow me on my YouTube channel. And not only follow me on my YouTube channel, but also like the videos that I'm putting out there. Man, that'd be a great help to me. I truly appreciate y'all if y'all able to do that for me. Not only watch the videos, but like the videos as well, so that the word can get spread out to Hit the Sled. We coming, man. We coming. But going to this episode right here, this is my Week 8 college football preview. And on this episode right here, first and foremost, we got to start off with the Buffs, the Colorado Buffaloes. The Buffs are on a bye week this week. I think the bye week came at a perfect time for them, meaning that bad loss last Friday against Stanford, the bye week couldn't come at a better time. They needed that time to be able to get themselves back together, for them to make sure they're okay, for make sure they mentally and physically they can recover from that bad of a loss. That was a bad loss for them. They played UCLA next Saturday. That game is sold out. It's gonna be a scene. It's gonna be a scene at UCLA next Saturday. It's sold out. The Rose Bowl is sold out, and the Colorado Buffaloes are coming into town, and it's gonna be a great matchup. Colorado coming off their bye. Hopefully they be nice and rested, mentally and physically. They can go down to UCLA and get a win. Desperately needed. They desperately need a win after that bad loss from Stanford. With that being said, we move on to the topic, the news of the day for the last couple of days to be exact. Unfortunately, it has to deal with my Wolverines, and it's about a sign stealing scandal as far as my Wolverines being accused by the NCAA of stealing signs. Here's what you need to know. The accusation by the NCAA is alleging that Michigan had a huge scouting system for stealing signs. What it is just that back in 1994, the NCAA passed a law where you cannot scout people at venues down the line, future opponents and future down the line. You're not supposed to be able to go and scout future opponents down the line. Now, the reason why I didn't even know that was a rule, but you're not supposed to be doing that. So apparently the reason why the NCAA passed that law, and believe it or not, they thought it was a cost measuring deal. They didn't want teams to be spending money scouting other teams, I should say, excuse me. And think about that. Michigan make over $120 million in football alone profit. And you telling them they can't go scout people because it's a cost measure. So, and also they passed the law too, where you cannot use electronic equipment at scouting people in future opponents at their venues. That's what they're being accused of. What's apparently legal is that you can steal signs while you're at the game. If you're at the game, you're coaching or whoever's on the sideline and they're on the sideline, they have signs up, or they're doing their signs to their quarterback or to their middle, whoever's they sending signs to. If you're able to break those signs, break the code and get the signs, so be it during the game. And also it's permissible during TV games. You can watch the TV copy and be able to, if you catch it and you're able to see it, that's fine. But apparently what you're not supposed to do is go out down the line, send people out and go scout them and try to videotape them and break the code to their signs. So for right now, that's what Michigan is being accused of. We don't know much else. The young man in question is a gentleman by the name of Connor Stalions. He's currently right now, he's a football analyst, and he's a retired captain for the U.S. Marine Corps. So he's a vet. He's a former Marine Corps vet, captain for the U.S. For the Army. According to his LinkedIn page, from stuff I was getting ready, I was able to see online, his skills that he said on LinkedIn, his LinkedIn page, is his skills were to include identifying the opponent's most likely course of action and most dangerous course of action, identifying weak points. Basically, Jim hired this man right here to scout opponents and be able to see whether or not where they can where they can be attacked at. He is a football analyst. If you don't know, college football employees, people call football analysts, where they're mainly in the recruiting department or they're in the football department or the recruiting department, where they're able to scout future opponents on film. Because if people don't know this, when you play college football, they're supposed to send you, the other team's supposed to send you a month worth of game film before you play that opponent. They send you your game film and you're supposed to do the same. So however you go about, you're supposed to have your people break that down and be able to help you prepare. So apparently Jim hired that gentleman right there to do those specific things. Now, we don't know much about that. That's what they're being accused of. So like I said, we don't know. We don't know until we get more information. Can't really say. As far as the other schools, according to different articles that I've read, other schools knew about Connor Stallion. They knew about him. This ain't something that just popped out the blue. This is somebody that was on Jim's staff. This is somebody they say was on the sideline at all times. He would be there. He would be watching just to see if he's able to pick up signs from other teams. He wasn't a secret. It wasn't just this secret kebab that was going on, like he was hid away in the press box somewhere. He was on the sideline at all times. He was there. He was on the sideline. Other schools knew about it. Apparently, according to Sam Webb, and you got to give him credit for that, the football coaches, people in the football facility were shocked about them having some type of controversy about sign stealing, because everybody does it. Now, we don't know as far as the length, that if it's true that the length that Michigan was going, but it was just something that apparently they were shocked about it. And apparently, from the Michigan point of view, they're saying that Ohio State was the school that went to the NCAA. They're saying that that's the school. They're saying that is the Buckeyes. According from the Michigan part of it, they're saying that is the Buckeyes that went to the NCAA and reported that Michigan is doing this elaborate scheme to steal signs. Hey man, because we're here, because we're not in the Midwest, that Michigan and Ohio State game is real. The rivalry is real. It is real. And and do I believe that it could have been Ohio State? Yeah, I can believe that. Do I think it could be Penn State? I could believe that. I could believe that any school that feel like Michigan is a direct threat to them, I think they would do it. Would Georgia do it? I don't think so. Georgia, they in the SEC. They don't even play Michigan unless it's in playoffs. They put that to the side. Alabama, nah, not really. USC, they're not even in the conference yet. I think the main culprits of this, Michigan does not have to steal signs to beat Rutgers. They don't have to do that. The people that have direct threats, that Michigan is a direct threat to, is Penn State and Ohio State. But that's just my opinion. I don't know for a fact, but I think that's it right there. Moving forward, I just think that we gotta wait. We gotta see how it plays out. We really do. We gotta see how it plays out. So it's an ongoing investigation. As I'm recording this video, it has come across that the young man, now he ain't no young man, but the guy, the football analyst, Connor Stallions, he's been suspended with pay. So he's been suspended with pay. Michigan is taking it seriously, and they're moving forward. So until this gets resolved, hopefully it gets resolved, and hopefully the guy comes back. Jim put a statement out. Ward Mario, the AD, put out a statement. Jim flat out said he has no idea about what happened. He don't know, and to be honest with you, we'll see. In my opinion, watching and reading what I've read the last 2 days, even Paul Feinbaum, the biggest Michigan hater of all, stated that, listen, if the NCAA is just coming out the gym, let's move it back. They had an investigation a couple years ago about Jim taking some kids to go eat some cheeseburgers or something during COVID. The NCAA came in. They said Jim lied to him. Jim said he ain't lied. He didn't try to admit nothing. They tried to suspend him. He said no. And they said apparently Jim embarrassed him. So the NCAA got Michigan on their cross eyes till Jim leaves. NCAA is in their crosshairs. That's what it is. In my opinion, I just think I think other schools do this? In some fashion they do. Man, college football, let me tell y'all something. College football is a cold-blooded game, man. College football is a cold-blooded game. So I think somewhere other schools are doing it now. We don't know about the length, as far as the length that they go into it. But do I think other schools do some version of sign stealing? Yeah. Yeah, they do. They do. Now, we don't know how far Michigan went out with it, but here's what you need to know moving forward. If I'm on that football team and they're accusing my coach and us as the only reason why we winning games for sign stealing, we're going to run up the score on everybody. Starting tomorrow with Michigan State. If we can score 70, we want to put up 70 on them. Now, also though, if you see Michigan starting to struggle and they can't beat nobody or even takes a L somewhere, take a loss, and they're not supposed to get that loss, then all those feverish things are going to come back. They're going to come back. And right now, here's how you know who don't like Jim Harbaugh and who does. Look at how many people now are taking shots at Michigan and Jim right now. It's getting real personal. People are coming out the woodworks. People are coming out the woodworks. So we're going to see moving forward. We're going to see. We're going to see moving forward. With that being said, and you know, Hit the Sled is the spot for you to come for all information when it comes to my Wolverines. I got y'all. That's my squad. I love them. I love them more than I love the Redskins. But I got to tell the truth. Right now, it's accusations. I'm hoping that it's not true. But if it is true, I gotta state my case. I gotta state it. I gotta stay true to it. So that being said, as I get more information, I'll make sure I report. As I get more and more information. When we go on to the other games this week, man, we got a big one, man. We got Penn State against Ohio State. This is a big one. 12 noon tomorrow. And it's gonna be something else. You got this game right here. In my opinion, this game is all about Manny Diaz against the Ohio State offensive line and Ohio State quarterback. Penn State been riding high. Supposedly their defense supposed to be that good. Penn State, man, they doing great things. They doing this, they doing that. Manny Diaz, we about to find out tomorrow. Because one of the weaknesses of the Ohio State offense, Ohio State team, period, is that offensive line. The offensive line is not that good. They struggled with Maryland. Maryland could have put them boys in trouble 2 weeks ago. Maryland should have had them boys in trouble. Maryland had them going. Maryland was playing great that day. So, my opinion, this game all comes down to if Ohio State blocks up front on the offensive line, they win the game. If that offensive line plays well, if they block Penn State, they're going to win. But if they don't block, Penn State going to beat them peoples. Penn State going to beat them. Ohio State O-line has been suspect all year. Notre Dame should have beat them. Notre Dame should have beat them peoples, man. Notre Dame should have beat them peoples. Their offensive line been suspect all year. Maryland should have gave them a real scare. They pulled away in the second half, but Maryland had an opportunity. Maryland was moving the ball. Maryland was running. They were throwing it. Maryland had a turnover. They missed a field goal. They had a chance in the fourth, on the end of the second quarter, going to halftime. Instead of throwing the ball out the end zone, throwing it in the dirt, a Maryland quarterback, to a little brother, he throws it to a guy that ain't got no timeout. Guy get tackled in the half. But Maryland defense held Ohio State in check the entire first half. Second half, they ended up pulling away, but they had them peoples on the ropes. So the point I'm trying to say is this game revolves around Ohio State offensive line and Manny Diaz, defensive coordinator for the Penn State. Penn State will score. Penn State will score. Penn State got talent. That quarterback for Penn State is pretty good. Drew Aller, he's thrown for 1254, over 1,200 yards. He got 12 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That young can play, man. That young, he can play. The Penn State quarterback can play. He can play. He's very good. He's very good. But if Manny Diaz and Penn State are able to handle Ohio State O-line, they're going to win. They're going to win the game. The next game I'm going to is Tennessee, Alabama. And basically with that, you got this right here. You got Joe Mixon. Got over 1,200 yards. He got 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. You got Jalen Monroe. He got over 1,300 yards, and he got 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. If Tennessee is going to repeat to beat Alabama, Joe Mixon got to have the best game. He got to play well, and he got to have one of his best games. That's the way Tennessee will win this game in Alabama. Joe Mixon has to play lights out. Bama defense is not the Bama defense we used to seeing. But for Tennessee to beat Alabama, Joe Mixon has to play a hell of a game. He got to play a hell of a game. He got to get it done. So that's gonna be a great game right there. I really do. I think that's gonna be a great game. You got Utah against USC. We're gonna see whether or not Caleb can bounce back from that beatdown they took at Notre Dame. That's gonna be a tough one right there. Then of course you got my Wolverines against Michigan State. Like I said earlier, I'm finishing up with my Wolverines. If I'm Michigan, I'm one of them youngers on that team. I'm trying to run the score up on them peoples. I'm trying to do it. Let them know that this ain't no sign stealing team here. And just let people know for the rest of the way. So man, I truly appreciate y'all. Hit the sled. Man, follow me. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, my YouTube channel. Follow me, subscribe, and not only subscribe, but hit the like button. Hit the like button on my videos. I truly appreciate y'all. Follow me, hit the sled. We coming, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.